Many people are investing in real estate these days. For example, there are options like investing in a vacation home or renting out the property for income to earn a stable asset. Real estate is on the rise with investors. When you think about investing in real estate, you have plenty of alternatives to choose from. Real estate investments are some of the best choices for anyone looking to build wealth in their portfolio. These investments can provide investors with predictable cash flow, excellent returns, tax advantages, as well as diversification. You might ask, what's the perfect guide to investing in real estate? Everyone needs a guide, and that might be you when it comes to finding qualified answers. Here is a real estate beginner guide where you can really find the basics and outline the blueprints of exactly what you need in order to prepare for and actually invest in real estate. It is basic and step-by-step, also non-complicated as possible. Believe it or not, this is something that you can begin working on today. This is highly recommended to you now to actually go and utilize the techniques. You can start as soon as possible. In that way, in the future, you are going to be in a great position to your fullest extent, and with that, you will make money. When you hear the word investing in real estate, it's not about wholesaling or flipping. It's talking about you actually owning a property as an investment where you get a tenant in, who pays your mortgage down for you while hopefully still providing a little profit on top of that long term. 10 to 20 years from now, you will end up owning that home outright. Also, you will own it free and clear. Now you might ask, how to make that happen? You will start making a lot of rental income. Guide number 1. Building your own credit score. Let's talk about building your credit score. Don't forget to pay attention to this. Apparently, you need a good credit score to get approved by the majority of lenders. That is why most people work hard at maintaining a high rating and often invest money into their monitoring and strategy. A good credit score is required in order for you to be eligible for a loan that you need. Lenders also determine what sort of loan they are going to give you and also what interest rate. Interest rates will almost always vary from lender to lender. However, the higher the score that you get a set, the lower the interest rate. Do you know why? Well, basically, it is because when you have a bad credit score at lenders will not even be going to let you because you don't have a good credit score. If you want a loan, lenders can also charge you a really high interest rate. So literally, you have to pay attention to this step and not bill your credit because this will cost you a lot of money over your lifetime. This is one of the steps you can start immediately. Guide number 2. Earn by saving your cash. You have to find ways that you may be able to save your money. One of the realities is that you can't really invest in real estate with no money down, and also with little or no credit and salary funds. That said, there are some things you need to keep in mind in order to feed yourself while finding door openers for investment opportunities. An optimally saving lifestyle ensures financial security even with today's instability. You need to live a frugal lifestyle in order to actually save money. You also need to make money while you're at it. Once you start making money, you can invest them as well. To save money and make it a priority, put some thought into how to save some of your income. There are so many ways on how you can save your money. Also, you have to change your life, the way you live. That means changing also your lifestyle. In your journey of becoming a real estate investor first, you must set up your lifestyle and habits to go along with it. You also have to consider planning and budgeting your spending. With strict budgeting skills, you can save cash for investment properties. You may also consider making extra money. As long as you make smart decisions, having 2 income streams is a viable way to save up money to buy your first investment property. Having a job while also earning money outside of that job can help you set aside cash for down payment costs or the rest of your future investments. Now, these tips can help you learn, earn, and even save your money. Guide number 3. Show how much income you're really receiving. Without income, you can't buy a house. And before you get a loan, lenders want to be sure that you can afford it, so they'll know that you wouldn't walk away from the debt. Many lenders will require you for a loan to have a steady income. Be sure you check this before getting approved for your loan. This policy is to prevent people from getting a loan partially from sensationalized payments and also to not lend high-risk borrowers that might default on their loans. To do this, you may need to show tax returns from the past few years in order to see if you will be able to repay the loan. Most banks nowadays have some sort of special rule for salaried employees. These rules often see your last 1 year of tax returns, last 6 months of bank account statements, a loan application based on that. Make sure you write about putting as little expenses as possible on your tax return so that you have more room for expenses to be deducted from your income. When lenders look at your earnings, they should also pay attention to how much money you put down, as a lot of expenses doesn't leave cash in the bank, it just leaves in a hole. Guide number 4. Get started with pre-qualification and pre-approval. Typically, most loan applications involve borrowers who need a loan based on their income and assets. Other than an application form and some supporting documents, this is the 4th step now that we've outlined. And this is so important for you to actually get pre-qualified with a lender and avoid disappointment. Pre-qualification gives you an estimated loan amount before completing your mortgage application. It is a great way to compare loans and choose the best financing option for you. Plus, you'll never know which lender will certify your pre-qualified application first. A loan estimate will be given after reviewing the information provided for you are sure about the loan process and your lending options. The big concern is dipping into your personal finances, so the process should not take more than a few days to process. On top of qualifying for your loan, lenders now have the option of pre-approving the mortgage for you. After submitting your application, this will speed up the process because lending officers will only need to do a credit check and review of your financial health instead of having to undergo an in-depth analysis before approving or rejecting. Pre-approval is a tool to help you find out exactly what your loan costs and interest rates. This knowledge can help you decide whether or not taking out a loan would be worth it for you. Guide number 5. Find and plan to do a market research. In today's competitive market, a successful real estate investment starts with thorough real estate market research. That includes, you have to identify opportunities and risk within the marketplace, and this will guide your investment decisions. There are many different reasons why you need to do some research on a given industry or location. This will help you determine if your business will be successful in the target place or not. Although real estate is focused on location and design, getting a deep understanding of your target market is also essential. Realtors are only as good as the data they gather, which can take time and investment to build up. Until you have lots of solid information about the current market, it's impossible to know where the best investments are. They become very expensive and usually take a lot of time to back out of due to potential risks. In order to manage your business with ROI or return on investment and reduce risk, there are trends that provide you opportunities in the marketplace. There is no better source of information than what you can analyze by simply monitoring real estate markets day in and day out. It is smart to stay clear-headed and genuine when it comes to real estate investing. Also, make sure to be original and do your own thing. There are some things that you have to consider when you are doing your market research. You'll want to target our market area when you're identifying areas with potential. To make the most of your investment, it's best to correctly identify the factors that drive change in a particular industry. You also have to determine a target market and investment strategy. There and now you can begin analyzing the individual properties by determining the profit they are likely to make. And finally, keeping up with industry trends and staying informed is the key to your market analysis. With practice, real estate market research will become easier. Guide number 6. Find places that offer you a great deal. Find places that other buyers on your site think are a good deal. You might want to make offers on places you think are a good deal. Pull names and availability for these deals for use on your offer pages. Do you want to make an offer on a house? Make sure you provide all the details for the seller and make it clear which each party's expectations are. When you are bargaining for a house, you have to consider the deal from both sides. That way, both parties know exactly what needs to be achieved. Establishing a closing date, discussing the costs involved, and providing proof that you are unable to pay are the most important aspects of a real estate offer. It's really important that you know your price and you know the worth of the home. Be patient with yourself. Don't rush things out. But you have to keep this in mind. It's more important to find the right property at a fair price than it is to wait years potentially to find the perfect deal that you could buy. Guide number 7. Manage to do a review before closing the deal. Once you actually get your offer accepted, that's the time you do inspections. We recommend doing as many inspections as you possibly can just to get to know what you are getting into and the condition of the property. You have to be careful about these inspections, at the very least a break even from what you are investing. It's important that you do this because you can negotiate a credit off of the price. You may want to also employ an inside contractor who will give you a free quota for what it would cost to fix things so that you don't overspend on superficial things. A home inspector will look at the exterior and interior of your property to determine if there are any significant life-threatening issues that needs to be addressed. It is necessary for you to inspect a lot. This will give you pieces of information, especially to get the estimates out of the way early on so you know exactly what this property is going to cost, what your ROI is, and what the property is going to be worth. So that's learning about potential and minor issues with a home when purchasing it. Now, what comes next after you review all the conditions of the property? Here is to actually then close in your property in the process of doing your inspections and everything. The chances are you are going to be speaking with your lender and giving them information that they request from your tax returns, bank statements, credits, and all that things. At the same time, they are going to do an appraisal on the property to show the bank that they're actually lending on a property that's worth what you're actually paying. The process of closing the deal is there are a lot of transactions with regards to real estate. It will be a long, difficult one that usually involves many steps and procedural formalities. The house's closing happens as soon as you sign the deed that transfer the property ownership to your name. This usually takes anywhere from as low as 20 days to as high as 45 days, depending on the type of property, how involved it is with the bank, and how much work you did ahead of time before getting your offer accepted with the bank. But once it closes, this is where the real fun begins. Guide number 8. Begin with small refurbishment and start renting it out. The good news is that as of now, you can renovate your minor cosmetic work. This is when you'll find yourself making instant equity because not only are you buying an undervalued property at the right time, but also a property that needs some work right near where your property values are going to rise in value. Now, the home is worth the more you can rent it out for, which means the more money in your pocket. Now, you might be wondering where you can find your contractors. Well, there are 2 ways. The first one is word of mouth. If you see someone that remodeled their property, you simply ask, who ended up doing this remodeling? Who is the contractor? Why not consider getting the contact information? Number 2 comes from Yelp. You want to look up any time at a different contractor. You simply type in the trade that you need to look on Yelp and then look for people who have really good reviews. Then you can call them up. Now, the last thing for you to do is to find a tenant. You can find a tenant on Craigslist. It is one of the best ways to get renters. It's absolutely free, super easy to post on there and that. Consider this. Finding the right tenant and establishing a clear leasing system will help you reduce your stress when renting your properties. You might want to avoid letting renters into your space only to discover they are unsuitable for the area and have proved to be high maintenance. You should give brief screenings to avoid these costly mistakes. Also, you have to remember to prepare a contract and document property condition during move-in so that all communications with your tenant are in writing. Pay special attention to the tenant's concerns and be as responsive, understanding, and reasonable as possible. Final thoughts. Renting your space is important to having a secure future and feeling comfortable knowing your investment will pay off. We already revealed to you the perfect guide to real estate investing. Now it's your turn to make it happen. Investing in real estate is one of the most rewarding investments you can make today, as it gives you a tangible asset that can be divided and reinvested in your portfolio. When you know exactly what asset of yours generates the best return, it's possible to invest in that without concern. That can stop problems from happening now and consistently in the future. That's it for this video, Real Talker. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you soon.